What's up, film fans? It's Epic Film Guy Nick here at the studio, better late than never, with my review of the new Doctor Who episode, Robot of Sherwood. And I don't know, how's everybody else feeling about this series so far? Big fan of Capaldi's Doctor. I like that he's a complete departure from what we've seen thus far in New Who. Granted, I'm not as versed in old Who as a lot of you out there probably are, but he's kind of just this old grump who doesn't really give a shit about a lot of this stuff. He doesn't have this kind of whimsical, fantastical, sense of wonder about him like Tennant did a little bit, and Smith, of course, had it in spades. Capaldi's Doctor, really, he's just kind of like, he's just kind of annoyed. It almost seems like he's just kind of irritated by a lot of stuff in general, and he's just kind of this grump that doesn't care. I like that about him. I didn't hate the chemistry between he and Clara in this episode. I thought that they're sort of working on it. I think it's getting a little bit better, but I think it still has quite a long way to go. They still kind of feel like oil and water. Problem I had with this episode is it didn't really feel like it mattered to the Doctor all that much. He wasn't in it nearly as much as I thought he was going to be. The fight choreography in this new series, in this episode, it was the most glaring, but it was this bad in the premiere too, is atrocious. They cut to these random, slow-mo shots that they play at half speed while, different characters do something. These fights are so overly staged and they're so slowly played out. It doesn't even look like there's any threat to these people. It doesn't look like anything's remotely endangering them. The episode, it just very much felt like filler. And I mean, although I liked, the ending, where the Doctor snaps back at Robin Hood, that he's not a hero, and, Robin Hood says something to the effect of, well, as long as we keep pretending to be, people will keep following us. Or keep, telling our stories and stuff like that. And I liked that idea. I didn't hate the episode. I just wasn't really engaged by it either. It just really didn't feel like it didn't have a lot going on for me. I just didn't really get invested in it. It was just kind of on, and I'm sorry about that. I really kind of expect more out of my Who. Next week's episode, looks to kind of be a little bit more dark and mysterious and everything. And I think Series 8 is having some growing pains. I think it's having some pains adjusting to Capaldi's Doctor versus Smith versus Tennant and everything. But I really like the direction. I really like the crotchety old guy who's just like, F this, that, I don't really care, and stuff like that. And he just kind of looks like confounded by a lot of the things that are occurring around him, and he just, I don't know, it's like he is indifferent toward it. I don't want to say indifferent, but Clara is very much kind of becoming his conscience, something that they definitely, a theme that they already played around with early in the New Who episodes and stuff like that, but I don't know, we'll see. But this is probably the worst season, or the worst episode of the season for me so far. I'm only going to give it a 6 out of 10. I really wanted to give it a 5 out of 10. Because, I'm sorry, but the fight choreography in this is atrocious. And some of the way the shots are staged in this are just terrible. I don't know. It just doesn't feel very, well composed to me. The shots are just terrible. And like I said, the choreography and the slow motion fight scenes with the quick cutting between, a slow sword swing, and a guy spinning around and doing all this stuff, and then the fight with the spoon and the sword. Come on, I mean, and like I said, a 5.5 or 6 out of 10. Let me know what you thought. Of course, by following us on Twitter at Epic Film Guys, or commenting right here on the video on YouTube. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.